Hello, strong people. Week 1, day 2 of my off-season prep work before we start the real prep work for the Arnold Amateur. Now, I made a big decision last night, along with some peer pressure from some friends who signed up first. But there's it's called the Olympic City Pro-Am. It's in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I signed up for it. It's a Pro-Am, pros and amateurs, including a World's Strongest Man competitor, which is crazy. Whether I do well or not, it's going to be just cool to say that I've competed against a World's Strongest Man competitor. So I really like the events for that. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but so we'll cover some more of that here in a little bit once I get warmed up and get through my little intro here. But today we have pretty much the same thing we did yesterday, but on squats now. So I work up to a 5-rep max, and then we're going to jump down like 2 jumps or so, and then do another plus set. So probably do a similar thing, jump down maybe 40 pounds, and then do a set of 5 plus. So probably aim at like 7 reps. We'll see what we get up to. Today we're doing it on the safety squat bar. And during this off-season prep work, we're not using a box. Usually, 95% of the time I squat with a box during prep. So we're going to take that out for this off-season work and just do some regular old free squats, no box, which I like more. Box squats are okay, but I feel like they're a little bit harder on my knees. I don't know if it's because there's no rebound at the bottom. You're sitting and sitting down. Sitting down, I know it's not really what you're doing. It's not really the correct way to do a box squat, but it's the best way I can describe it for right now. So I feel like a free squat without the box, I get more of a rebound. It's not quite a jolt to the knees as much. And I think that extra range of motion helps. I don't know, it just makes my knees feel a little bit better. And that's just a feeling. We'll see if that's, if that stays true throughout this prep. So let's get to it, get warmed up. 5-rep max safety squat bar. I have an idea what I want to hit, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. So I'll check in with you guys here in a little bit. All right, so squats have been done for a little while. Forgot to update after. I got up to 421 pounds. It's 421 because the bar is 61 pounds. Kind of odd, but we'll count the 1 pound. So 421 for my 5-rep max. They always look so much easier on video. I don't know. Squats is a weird exercise to me. I can't grind out a squat like I can a deadlift. There's something about it I just can't push quite as hard, I don't think. Now, the fact that I just now said that out loud makes me realize that I probably need to just quit being a weenie. So I'm glad I said that because, I just kind of talked some sense into myself. Yeah, I just need to quit being a weenie. That's pretty much all there is to it. With that being said, I'm not mad about that. 421 for 5. For me, the SSB bar is pretty difficult compared to just about any other bar I've used. Cambered bar, Yukon bar, regular back squat obviously is easier. SSB is definitely difficult. So I'm not mad about that. Whenever I went to my back down set, I did, what was that? 35, 351, I guess would have been my back down set. And I did it for 10. I'll take that. That's not bad. I felt like I could have grinded out some more maybe, but I really feel like I nailed my positioning in the middle of that set. I felt something click where I was like, oh, these feel so much smoother. So I wish I could have done that before the top set, but it happens. Squat's one of those things where I always find I have trouble getting it to feel consistent, feel right. But that's just something to work on, of course. And then I tried to move on to belt squat, which was programmed next. I'm not kidding. I've spent like 25 minutes, half an hour trying to put it together. I have this. It's not a bad belt squat. It's not. It would work, but the setup for it is just miserable. I have to it's just a bar, and then there's this thing that elevates the bar, and then I put a clip on the end of that bar. So I have to stabilize the opposite end of the bar so it doesn't tip. Kind of like a makeshift landmine. Now that I mentioned that, if I had a landmine attachment for my squat rack, that would probably be a lot easier. At least connecting it and keeping it down, that portion of it. The second problem is that I have to, most belt squats, you can pretty much unrack it from the top. You're almost at a full, you don't have to squat down in order to latch into it. You might a little bit, but because of how tall this one is and the way it sits, I have to elevate my feet. But then I have to stand on the ground to latch in. And even then, the belt itself is too small to go around me and give me enough room to latch in. So I need to, I don't know if I need more, I need like a chain or something to connect one carabiner to the next carabiner to give me just a little bit more leverage or length on the chain so I can squat down into it without being a full squat. And then once I would be latched in, then I have to stand up on the blocks with the weight on me, then do my set, and then step back down off the blocks. I just don't know if it's worth it to do all that. So I was not gonna lie, it's been a pretty frustrating half an hour. But I'm gonna move on to it's supposed to be rack pulls. I think it's 2 or 3 sets of 11 working up to a top set. And I'm using my wagon wheels because it's same thing for the most part. But what my coach wanted to make sure that I did was I want these wheels to barely touch the ground whenever I whenever I lower the weight. So the goal is almost constant tension. So I'm going to do that. Sets of 11 is quite a bit, and then I opted for a power bar just so it's a little bit stiffer doing this. I really have no idea what we're going to work up to, but we'll see what happens, I guess. So let's find out. All right, so that's going to be the end of the workout. The last thing I'm going to show you is that the rack pull deadlift thing. Got up to 455 for my top set of 11. I got challenging quick. My glutes are definitely on fire from that, so I'm guessing that's what the coach wanted. I'm not mad about that. I still have some accessories, but morale was high during the squat portion of this, but after the belt squat part, I was just like, I'm over this. But days like that happen. So we did our stuff anyway. I think, in other news, I think my speaker's dying. I think the cold's killing it. Because it was on 2 bars out of 4 when I plugged it in. And I thought that was weird because I had it charged the entire time I was in here yesterday. And then today, I went to unplug it to take it back inside, because I always do, because I've ruined another speaker from it being out in the cold on, like, days on end. And now it's showing 1 bar of battery. So I think this thing might be dying, which is unfortunate because I think it's only like a year old. But that's how today's lift went. I ended up closing this video out with me talking about my speaker possibly malfunctioning. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's all part of the life of a strong man in a shed, I guess. I'm going to get insulation. I told myself I would this year. Now I'm saying it on the video. Now I have to do it. I need to do it. It's cold. And you guys probably don't want to hear me say it's cold for about 4 or 5 months. So it's a win-win for both of us, honestly. But tomorrow, I think, is a secondary press day. No idea what I'm doing, but we'll find out together tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.